Welcome back, everyone. In our previous video, we walked you through the setup process of Money Smarts. In this second video, we're going to dive into the rules and get you started on your very first game. The goal of the game is to earn experience points, represented by icons you'll find on various game components. If you manage to accumulate the most experience points in a specific category, like trivia question cards or community tokens, you'll be awarded the victory badge for that category at the end of the game. The player with the most badges wins, so try to collect experience points across different categories to improve your chances. Throughout the game, goals will shape your choices and actions. First up is the main goal, a shared objective that's printed on your personal board. To complete this goal and earn experience points, each player needs to own or rent a house or apartment and have a pass or license. Next, we have the personal goals that you selected during setup. In my case, my goal is to become a photojournalist, and I need to fulfill 2 conditions to achieve this goal and earn 6 experience points. To reach your goals, you'll need to pay for item, activity, and job cards. However, there are also other types of spaces and cards that allow for interaction during your turn. Let's go over the different spaces on the main board and their effects. When you land on an activity space, you can choose to purchase any activity card from any category. Remember, you can only buy 1 card per turn. Just take the activity deck, pick a card, pay its price, place it on your personal board, and put the activity deck back without shuffling. Same goes for the item spaces. You can purchase cards from the items deck. If you land on a double space, you get to choose which deck to take from. Some activity and item cards have a shared box, which allows you to split the cost with another player. If the other player agrees to buy the same card, find the identical one in the deck and give it to your buying partner. Both of you will need to pay the amount specified in the orange shared box. Job spaces work similarly to other spaces, but with a special twist. When you pass by a job space, you can choose to stop your pawn on it regardless of your dice roll. For example, if my pawn is here and I roll a 5, I can decide to move 5 spaces ahead or stop in the job space in between. When you land or stop on a job space, you can select any job from the deck. Just remember that some jobs may have specific requirements. After paying for the necessary training, add the card to your personal board and return the job deck back without shuffling. You can have multiple jobs during the game, but you can only receive the salary of 1 job at a time, unless you have 2 part-time jobs. Always keep your previous jobs under the new one to earn their points at the end of the game. If you're short on funds to buy a card, don't worry. At any point in the game, you can add credit bills to cover the difference on your personal board. Let's say I want to become a journalist, but I only have $2,000 in my bank account, and the training for this card costs $4,000. In this case, I would pay $2,000 to the bank and take 2 credit bills, each worth $1,000. Remember, you'll have to repay your credit bills when the time marker lands on credit payment. When you land on a trivia question space, choose the difficulty level you prefer. Forest level questions are easy and earn you 1 experience point, while mountain level questions are more challenging, but worth 2 experience points. The player to your left will draw a card of your chosen difficulty level and read it out loud. If you answer incorrectly, the card is discarded and your turn ends. However, if you answer correctly, place the card on your personal board and earn its points. You can also decide to move your pawn to any space within the next 2 spaces and continue your turn. For example, if my pawn is here and I answer correctly, I can directly move to the item spaces and buy a new card if I want to, without waiting for a new turn. Event cards present choices and unexpected situations during your financial journey. When you land on an event space, the player to your left draws an event card and reads the scenario aloud. You'll need to choose one of the options on the card and apply its corresponding effect. Remember, reveal the effect only after the player has made their choice. When you land on a trading space, select one of the 4 options listed on the trading reminder card. Trade an item with another player, earning both of you a community token. Sell or buy an item from another player, also earning both of you a community token. Donate an item you own to the community, returning it to the items deck and earning a community token. Draw a community event card, read it aloud, and follow the instructions. These cards usually benefit all players and are always positive. Now that you're familiar with the different spaces, let's dive into the gameplay itself. The youngest player, who holds the new semester token, begins the game by taking their turn. Here's how a turn unfolds. First, check the community section in the center of the board. The community goals offer significant advantages to all players if completed. To unlock the first goal, you need to collect a total of 8 community tokens. Once you collectively have these 8 tokens, flip the card, and its benefits will apply to everyone until the game ends. You can then start collecting more tokens to unlock the second goal. Note that players keep their tokens when they complete a community goal. Next, roll the dice and move your pawn accordingly. If you're not happy with the dice roll, you can spend a want token to move your pawn to any of the next 6 spaces. And don't forget, if you pass a job space, you can choose to stop on it, regardless of your dice roll. Once you're on a space, take the corresponding action as we've explained before. Trivia cards and some event cards might let you move your pawn again and continue your turn. When you can no longer move due to card actions, your turn ends and the next player begins theirs. The game consists of 8 rounds or semesters, marked by the 8 circles of the circular timeline on the main board. When all players have completed their turns and it's once again the turn of the player holding the new semester token, the round concludes, and a new semester begins. Move the time marker forward on the timeline. Each player must now follow these steps in order. For the initial rounds, we suggest having a player read the new semester reminder card aloud to everyone. First, receive your salary as indicated on your current job card. In my case, as a journalist, I earn $3,000. Next, pay any fees on the cards you own, if applicable. In this example, I have to pay $700 for my shared apartment, but none of my activity cards require any fees, so I only have to pay $700 in fees for this round. The next step depends on which circle of the timeline the time marker lands on this round. If it lands on tax time, you must pay your taxes, which is the amount specified under your salary. For instance, as a journalist, I have to pay $1,000. If the time marker lands on credit payment, you must repay all the credits you owe, including interest. In my case, I have 2 credit bills in my bank account, so I need to pay $2,400, 2 times $1,200, to the bank. Once I've made the payment, I can remove the credit bills from my board. But be careful. If you can't repay all of your credit bills at the same time, you'll lose 1 want token for every $2,000 of credits remaining, rounded up. For example, if you owe 1 credit bill and can't repay it, you'll still lose 1 want token. At the end of the game, before counting points, all of the remaining credit bills that you can't repay must be settled by selling items you've purchased. Sell them for the same price you bought them for. Once all players have completed these steps, a new round begins. The player with the new semester token starts their turn again, and the cycle continues until the game ends. The game ends after 4 years on the timeline, 8 rounds. But you can decide to adjust the duration if you like, for example, 6 rounds, 10 rounds, etc. Just remember to complete the final credit payment before ending the game. There are 8 victory badge categories, each representing a different type of experience. At the end of the game, calculate the experience points you've earned in each category. The player with the most experience points in a category earns the corresponding badge. You can refer to the Victory Badges reminder card for descriptions of each badge. If there's a tie in any category, award a victory badge to both players involved. If there are more players involved, award a remaining victory badge from a category with no tie. For example, let's say I have 10 experience points from my goals, 6 from my personal goal of becoming a photojournalist, and 4 from my main goal, since I'm renting a flat but didn't get a pass or license. With the most experience points among the players, I earn the goal badge, which counts as 2 badges. Alongside the activity and job badges, I have a total of 4 badges. Another player has 5 badges in total, so they win the game. In case of a tie, the player with the most trivia experience points wins. That's it. You now have all the info you need to start playing Money Smarts. If you have any questions during the game, you can always refer to the rulebook. We hope you enjoy the game and learn to improve your financial well-being along the way.